Hello, everybody. Today is August 13th, Friday 13th. Good for us, 11:33 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. I just wanted to go over the latest in the stock market news and all the related mainstream stuff. So once again, let's take a look at it. Here is finance. Yahoo Finance. As I've been saying last few days, the stock market's been very flat and mixed actually. Here you have 204 negative. Oil is up, but gold's coming back. I guess there's an uncertainty out there right now, and it's just a matter of flipping the switch on the downside, and everything's. Look at that big drop in 10-year bond, forex barely budging. But here's the digital asset class that I focus on, these two, and basically you can see that percent right there on those digital assets that I've used to use, and that's why I focus on them. I'll be putting out another video that'll end up on the alternative video channel outside of YouTube. Just go to my blog to get the latest there. And then of course the foreign are very mixed as well, but very flat on the returns. So if you want to start gaining or start accumulating your wealth, it's going to be in these digital currency asset classes. And I will have to tell you that yes, YouTube does suppress this channel pretty badly compared to the competition platforms out there. So anyways, here's another story that we should worry about. Consumer sentiment plummets to early August to decade low. And here's the future of Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic. He sold off 300 million worth, so I guess he doesn't want to be a spaceman anymore. Anyways, let's go over to our Motowave. Motowave, this stuff works. I like Motowave a lot. This is obviously on Linux. Anyways, let's go through this. I keep saying I don't know why Australia keeps coming up on top. But it's very flat, so you're not going to do a whole lot there. Same with Canada as well. Here's NASDAQ. You can see it's just been since July 21st. It's been very range bound, very tight. Really going nowhere. There's no long short call here. Brent crude oil, flat yet again, but a short call there. So we got a long, so it's really mixed, it's unpredictable. I'm seeing a lot of news on the US Canadian, range bound again. Excuse me. Everything's just range bound. Forex is at this point pretty well flat, not encouraging. I think that these countries, the debts have a huge impact, even though the alternative digital currencies are the place to go. Here's one that had a low rally. British pound against the US dollar, now back in decline. The pound is very range bound. That's against the Canadian, yen, against the Swiss franc. Actually, there's a bit more action there with some mean reverting. But I'm going to tell you, I would not be playing any of this. You just want to focus on what gives you the best returns or the best potential. And yes, the digital currencies might not be forever, but they still, from being on the San Francisco-based digital currency exchange, has proven to be different. Here's the USD Norway, very flat yet again. So Mexican peso, it just looks dead, like a dead fish. It's not moving. I mean, everything. Australia, Hong Kong, Australia, US. Wow, that's pretty bad. This will last for the last couple of weeks, so I do think things will start to turn. But that's it. That's all there is. That's pretty sad, man. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so there's very little action here. You can see the amount of excellent score that I've gone through. Okay. There's very little action out there. It's just pretty dull. Everything's range bound. Everything's flat or declining. All right, so let's look at our usuals. Here we have platinum declining, maybe on a rally somewhat. We have the gold silver ratio. You can see that's starting to bounce a little bit. Once that starts to happen, that's something I would be aware of. So it's gone from 65 to 75. That's a bit of a jump. When you look at the history of it, let's say monthly, which will take us back to last year when that global sickness came along. Let's do the weekly actually. You can see it went up from 80 all the way up to 120. So we're already added 10 from 65 in the last couple of weeks. So not good. Brent crude, flat lately, been declining. Will it bounce back? It really depends upon China demand, and it's just not there. Corn, as I keep saying, you keep hearing about this rally, which it did take place over November till May. Then it's been a choppy decline. I think if there is a cost, it's definitely not in the base agricultural product. India had a rally. Yeah, it's still rallying a little bit, so that's pretty good. Let me just put that back in here. Okay, hopefully that will work. Okay, cool. All right, so what else do we got? Natural gas. Look at this is let's get our daily view. So it did rallied really nice from October till just recently. It's been dipping again. Will it come back? I think it probably will. We've gone over the NASDAQ, very flat. This one is a critical one. This is the USD Thai baht. Look at that. Here it's been rallying, and then it's declined, and it's almost fully come full back from that decline. That's pretty impressive. So I do think this is where a lot of institutions are going. They're just not talking about it. And it would make sense because Thailand generally on its own, independent of all the other countries out there in Southeast Asia, it's doing quite well from what I'm seeing as well. Let's take a look at some of the other Asian markets like China, namely China 50. Because usually China is the one that comes back, that brings everything back. But you can see here on the daily chart, we had a big rally, and this is important because this is what helped build up market demand globally with that massive rally there, and it's just been in solid decline since. That could be, I don't know, global sickness impact in the country. It could be internal, domestic, I don't know, financial problems. Who knows? I don't know what. But it's definitely the dependence on the rally. It's just not there from China. Let's check out places like Hong Kong as well. HK 33. So Asia, again, probably similar pattern to China. Look at that rally, and then just boom, it's been declining since. Not as steep, and then it's gone flat since late July here, as you can see. Let's check out Japan. Or no, let's look at, what's the other one? Taiwan. I think it's Twix. The same idea as well. But actually, Thailand's still holding its own. Taiwan is holding its own. So it did do the rally, and now it's in a mean reverting since January. But you can see here again, throughout last year, it did quite well towards November, December last year. All right, so let's look at Singapore. Might be another one too, as well. Again, this data comes from Owanda. This is SG30. Actually, let me see. Daily. Yeah, Singapore's looking okay. It's been flat. So that might be the two to one to watch out of Asia. Could be. I'm not saying will be, but could be. Singapore and Thailand. Singapore, Thailand, Taiwan. Euro. You're not seeing anything about the euro or Britain at all. So let's check those out. We have here. Okay, let's look at. We got a couple places to go. We can look at UK 100. Daily. Same thing. It's rallying, but when you compare that to where's our Nasdaq? Usually Nasdaq is the one that usually comes up the most on these things. Oops, Nas. Okay, so the Nasdaq. Let's see, the daily. Actually, the Nasdaq I would say is definitely performing better outside of these swings here, but generally, could it take off or will it come back down? I don't know, but just to be aware of potential alternative indices if the U.S. does kind of turn on the negative side with a correction in place. Continuing along, we looked at UK. Let's look at Australia. Usually if things go bad for some reason, New Zealand can be a pretty interesting place to hide out in. Let's see how Australia's looking. Same with Australia somewhat. Australia 200. Australia 200, that's pretty good actually. That is really good because you're getting some trend even more recently compared to Nasdaq, so definitely that's something to watch. That's something I'd definitely be interested in. So in that case, I'll keep these two open. Alright, so next we'll look at France. France comes up as well, France 40. Look at that, it's doing well as well, and it's steep too. Pretty good. Germany. So it looks like there are places to go. So let's look at the 10-year bond. It's rising, as you can see here, quite steeply. Maybe it's a concern for Germany. I don't know, but you can tell by the stock market. There's a lot of industry companies there. So 10-year. I just want Germany. Or is there no? There has to be a DE. Let's see here. There we go. DE 30. Let's look at how that's been doing. Yeah, that's kind of performing, but compared to France, slightly better. So that's a no. But that looks like it could take off the way it's been showing. Another one that we can watch is Netherlands. I believe NE. No. NE. And I remember there used to be Brazil as well. Let's see here. Brazil. No Brazil. No Brazil. Okay, so gold has been rallying. I don't know why it's not showing up in the top list here. But let's check out what's been going on with gold. That is XAU. Question is, what's the better? Actually, I can do this. Sort here by symbol. Okay, so we want gold. So the reason I use Oanda with MotiveWave, because being able to see, I mean, I've shown you in past videos on my MotiveWave channel the advantages you can with a historical all that fun stuff. But we're looking for XAU, so based upon these scores, you can see which place is better to go. So we have silver here. So if you were to put money into silver, you'd probably, at best, which is not very good, silver in Singapore. Then we have here gold, and we have only a good score of gold, Canada, gold in euro, it looks like, gold in pound, Hong Kong, a Japanese yen. Oh, I haven't even looked at copper. No, sorry, that's yeah. So that is copper. Let's look at copper here. Wow, it's really volatile, but very range bound. Okay. And well, let's still look at gold here. So out of that, which would be, okay, well, let's look at all of them. So we have here gold in Hong Kong. It is rallying. Look at that big crash. So I guess that's why it's not getting the scan properly, because that dip. Also gold in Japanese yen, but definitely gold in Hong Kong would be your, if you're into that kind of trade. Gold in Singapore, yeah. But again, for these type of trades, you just want solid rallies. So as I said, what we're seeing here, Australia 200, UK 100 potentially, definitely USD, Thai baht. Natural gas may start to bounce back. Corn, not really. Another thing I need to look at is sugar. Let's look at all of the. So sugar here, it is climbing. So that's when it rallies, which it looks like it is starting to rally here. Let me just pull up that sugar here with the harmonic scan. Guess sugar's not in here for some reason. Usually is. Anyways, but that looks like it's rallying. And then corn, soybean. Oh, okay, let's see how that's looking. Very flat. Okay, forget that. And then the other one is wheat. Unless you're doing margin, so that's starting to rally as well. But again, will there be a correction? I think these are rallying because it's coming up to harvest season in the US, so that's probably what's driving that. But temporarily, it'd be a good place to go. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. So if you like this sort of stuff, all I can tell you is just a couple things I can highlight here. If you go to quantlabs.net, join the contact list to get on our daily newsletter right here. You can see here, just fill that out. Also, if you go into our chat, the chat server now, I'm not posting a lot on social media, to be honest. Just morally, I've got it all explained here under the chat as well, and that's my server. So give those a whirl. Those are all free. We'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good day.